Okay, this is my audience. Okay. Why am I taking this class? It may seem like an odd question to ask, but let's talk about it. My logic is as follows. In taking this class, I'll gain credit mandatory to a 4-year plan to graduate Iowa State with a bachelor's in civil engineering. This degree will help me gain a stable job, a somewhat fulfilling place in society, and adequate pay. However, the job put on a higher pedestal, the job with real big money, and the job millions of kids strive for doesn't exactly follow those values. This job is professional athletics, but more specifically the NBA. In today's speech, I'll talk about how the all NBA athletes are overpaid and that this fact needs to be changed before it leads to a negative culture in American society. To discover how their pay is bad for society, we must first discover their pay, why it's too much, and then figure out why it's a problem. To know whether basketball players are overpaid, we must first discover how much they're paid. The NBA, above all else, is an entertainment industry. Selling tickets to people getting away from everyday life or getting ratings on TV broadcasting are the key sources of income. This income is massive. According to Forbes magazine, the defending champ Golden State Warriors are worth around $2.6 billion alone. Now we can expand this thought to the entire NBA. With, according to basketballreference.com, the average NBA salary is around $6.3 million for an athlete. In fact, just this year, Houston Rockets point guard James Harden signed a 4-year, $228 million max contract, according to Bleacher Report. In an industry with no real workforce, these salaries are staggering. Now that we know the money in the NBA, we can stack it up against other occupations. The average salary of a school teacher, for example, is around $45,000 to $50,000 a year. Teachers are pillars of our society, shaping youth from generation to generation. Members of our military average around $52,000 a year if they're sergeants. This occupation is dangerous and extremely important to protecting our country. NBA players with a salary of $6.3 million are entertainers from a strictly objective standpoint, non-essential part of America. They do nothing to help America's growth or stability. Why then are these entertainers being paid over 120 times as much as the most fundamentally important occupations? There is no justifiable answer to this question. Athletes are overpaid and they're making way too much. Okay. Now that we know basketball players are overpaid, we can see how this is a negative for American social values. For one, kids are idolizing these players with jobs that are as arbitrary as the Kardashians. They learn nothing constructive from NBA players besides maybe work ethic. Ingenuity of professions like science and engineering are being overshadowed. In addition, these children are being taken advantage of by players. NFL player Michael Bennett commented on NBA Steph Curry's $2,000 admission to one of his basketball camps for kids, saying, "How much money do you need before you start giving back for free?" Not only does this quote criticize the players, but it criticizes the parents and the kids looking up to these players, thinking that they need to pay $2,000 for something that is useless. In conclusion, lots of money is made in the NBA. In the time I started this speech, James Harden has made around $400 to $500. I guarantee he doesn't understand the arbitrarity of his sport as well as the organization and industry he's a part of. Maybe if he and other NBA players were made aware of this extremely unevaluated piece of information, they would be more generous to organizations that could put the money to good use. If Harden can put $2 million or 4% of his annual salary into a house, imagine what he could do for people who really need the money.